guys, and welcome to Escape Wheel Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be reviewing the San Martin SN0101. So I received this watch for free from the San Martin official store on AliExpress. I don't have to send the watch back, but you know the deal by now. It's not going to sway my review one way or the other. The current retail price for this watch is about $200, but I'm currently seeing it in my basket after my 7% sales tax for $162. So it's about $150 before any taxes or anything like that. And that's a pretty good price. And yeah, I think you should be expecting that during the sales. These aren't the best selling watches for some reason. And yeah, I think I know why they're not the best selling watches. And I'll get into that in just a second. But yeah, sales can be had on these things and they are really nice. So the watch is currently available in 4 different very bright colorways that you can see here. And I think that's part of the issue. The watch case is made of 316L stainless steel. It has a sapphire crystal, a push-pull crown, screw-down case back, 50 meters of claimed water resistance. The watch is powered by the Seiko VK64 Mecha Quartz, and it's supplied on this nice leather strap. So I recently reviewed the Escapement Time version of this watch. It's very, very similar, but still pretty different if you look at them side by side. I will leave the link for that one up here. And yeah, I really like that watch. So when San Martin reached out and asked me if I wanted to review this one, I couldn't say no. And I think I chose the best colorway. This salmon dial is absolutely gorgeous, and this watch is, I mean, it's really, really nicely done. So I say we get right into the review, but before we do a quick wrist check. Wearing my Octopus Kraken bronze. This is an absolutely gorgeous watch. I haven't worn it much, but yeah, this is awesome. I really like this one. Review for that one will be up in this corner. All right, let's get to the dimensions. I got a diameter of 38.0. I got a case thickness of 11.9, 20 millimeter lug width, 46.7 millimeters lug tip to lug tip, and on the supplied leather strap, it weighs just under 61 grams. So I think the size of this thing is great. Absolutely love the size of 38 millimeter chronographs with the big dials. I think they wear perfect on me. I think they're going to wear nicely on a lot of wrists. You know, it's sub 47 millimeters lug tip to lug tip. You do have a little bit of curvature, although the case is mostly flat, but I think it still looks and wears really, really good. So I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on my wrist for you. Yeah, here we are on my 7.5 inch wrist, and as you can see, it wears great. Very nice size for me. Yeah, I really like it. 38 millimeter chronograph, the big dial. It doesn't feel too small at all, and I think it wears really good. And you can see, you know, it's got the curvature on those lugs and lots of light play off the case. This thing just looks great. Looks absolutely great. And we got a little bit of sunshine today, but here you can see the dial. Nice strong sunburst, that salmon color. I think it looks really, really good. What do you guys think? Yeah, I really like the way this thing looks in the sun. Still not a fan of the strap, but otherwise I think it's pretty good. So I'm going to go throw it on some other straps, and we'll get back to the review. And here we are on a suede gray strap. This one's lifted off of my my Pierre Paulin that I just reviewed, the salmon dial one, and I think that looks perfect. This is the color that San Martin should go with. This is the one I've been wearing it on the most, and I think it looks just perfect. I really like that color. What do you guys think? And here we are on a Vario vintage leather, brownish, tannish color, and again, I think that looks really, really good. I think I still like the gray better, but that actually looks really nice. What do you guys think? And here we are on a dark blue vintage strap down below. It is linked down below, and I think that looks pretty good actually. Someone said salmon and blue go together well, and they're not wrong. Kind of missed the blued hands on this one, but yeah, I think it does look pretty good. What do you guys think? Yeah, here we got it on the Milanese mesh. I think that looks pretty good. What do you guys think? It's a very shiny watch, very shiny bracelet. Looks pretty good on it. And lastly, here we are on a Perlon strap. Link is down below for these things. I love them. They're nice and lightweight. perfect for a watch like this, and I think the gray actually looks really good on that. What do you think? All right, let's go back inside. Let's get back to this review. Okay, so let's talk about the case finishing. And the case finishing is really nicely done. It's a mixture of brushed and polished surfaces. You have a polished bezel here. You can see it's kind of a two-step bezel. Looking really, really good. I see no issues with the polishing, nice and smooth. You've got polishing on the tops of the lugs that wraps all the way around under to the bottom side of the lugs there. You have horizontal brushing on the sides of the case there, and you can also see it has drilled lugs. Again, really nicely done. I mean, getting up nice and close, you can see, I mean, it's just really nice and crisp transitions from the brush to the polished as well. Yeah, I mean, it's San Martin. It's kind of what you expect from San Martin. Really nicely done, though. It's polished in between the lugs there as well. And again, I mean, I've got no issues with the case finishing on this. I had a little bit of an issue with the escapement time. This one is definitely finished nicer than the escapement time. I will say that for sure. The crowns on this thing are incredible. They carry over the same design as the escapement time on the pushers there. Really nice detail though. I just love the little detail on those pushers. You got the San Martin Hex signed crown here. And this crown, the knurling on it is really interesting. It's on a kind of on an angle. It just looks really cool. It feels good. It's just a simple push-pull crown, but I do think it's done really nicely. And yeah, I see no issues with the case finishing on this thing. Really nicely done. Flipping it over to the case back, you have an ultra fine circular brushing on the case back itself. It almost kind of rainbows. You can see the coloration right here. You can see it really good. It's almost like a rainbow when you look at it. It's just super fine circular brushing on that. And then you've got a little bit of polished detail there, and then some bead blasted detail as well. I'm not a big fan of these case backs. It's been very comfortable for me, but not having actual notches to unscrew the case back, it's a little bit of a bummer. But it's not a huge deal. It's something that I can definitely get around with a sticky ball or a ball of duct tape or something like that. But yeah, it's not my favorite type of case back, but it's not bad. And I think it's done really nicely. I mean, that's super smooth. That is just really cool looking. Even though it's sterile, it's really cool looking. All right, let's test this for sapphire. No doubts. Yes, it is positive for sapphire. And it's a very nice sapphire crystal. I don't see any blue AR, maybe just a little bit maybe, but it's definitely mostly clear anti-reflective coating. Really nicely done. Really nicely boxed, as you can see right here. Sits up above the bezel pretty good, but I mean, just really nice. I've got no issues with this crystal. Really clear in the middle at extreme angles, plenty of distortion on the edges. I love it. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. All right, so let's talk about the dial on this thing. And this is kind of where I feel like this watch hasn't sold as well as it should. I think the dial is nicely done, very well executed, a little bit off in the details, I think, and the colors they chose, they just don't, to me, they don't look good. The salmon dial is, in my opinion, the nicest one. The dark green looks okay, but the two blues are not, they're just not my favorite colors, I guess. I think if they just did this in white and, you know, maybe like a panda or a black, I think they would sell a ton of them. I think the colors are holding them back. So San Martin, if you are watching, consider doing some different colors because I think they'd sell a lot better. But getting into the details of this dial, it is a beautiful sunburst dial. Getting real close, you can see the grain of the sunburst. It looks really, really good. You have your tachymeter scale around the outside, nicely done. You have your San Martin Hex logo at the 12 o'clock position. You have applied indices at all the hour markers except 3 and 9, which are cut off because of the subdials. But I think nicely done. Roman numerals for 12 and 6. Really nicely done. I definitely feel like the dial, like the execution of this dial is excellent. Very nicely done. Very nice details. You have a circular pattern on the subdials here, and they kind of dip right in the middle where the hand is. I don't know if it's coming across on camera or not, but it's just a very subtle thing, but I do notice it in certain lighting. And it's because it's a glossy dial and you just kind of see that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm not sure if I can even show it. Kind of right here, you can see right around the center of that 24-hour subdial there that you're looking at there, you can kind of see that it dips in the middle. It's a weird little thing, but just wanted to point it out. It doesn't look bad at all. I think it actually looks pretty good. So the handset on this thing is, again, really nicely executed by San Martin. Leaf style hands. I think they're nicely done. I see no issues with them at all. Even under macro, you saw that in the B-roll. They look really good, nice and crisp and clean. Yeah, I've got no issues with them. You can see this hand here, again, right on the kind of the counterbalance, there is a little nick in the hand. It's something you really only see getting up this close, but again, just something I wanted to mention to you guys. You can see it really good right there. This hand over here seems to be fine though. But yeah, nicely done. I've got no real issues with it. I like that they used a full railroad minute track for the minute counter of the chronograph, so you can actually time things with this watch. And I think it's great. I've got no issues with the dial. There's no lume on it, so we don't have to worry about the lume. And it looks great. It looks really good. I just wish they would offer this in some different colors. And let's talk about the movement in this. So the movement is operated by this 3 o'clock pull push crown. Really cool looking crown again. But you just pull it out, first position here, changes your date, which is behind the dial. So there is a ghost date position. I can feel it clicking around back there. Not a big deal to me. Pulling it out to the second position, there is no running second hand, so it doesn't hack anything either. But yeah, I mean, I think it looks really good. Works fine. It's nice and smooth, nice solid crown. Good action on the crown as well. The pushers on this are quite stiff. That's another one of my issues with this watch. The pushers are pretty stiff. You got to really press on them. Nice solid click though, but I mean they're very stiff. Probably the stiffest VK64 pushers I've had on a watch. But there you can see the second hand ticking around at 5 ticks per second. Nice smooth sweep. I love this movement. Really good feedback to these pushers. Nice quick snapback reset. I mean, it's a great movement. It's a Seiko VK64. It's plus or minus 20 seconds a month, so it's accurate. 3-year battery life. It's reliable. I've had it in so many watches, and they're all still running. So, yeah, I've got no issues with this movement. I like when companies are using it. It's a great movement. All right, let's talk about the strap on this thing. So the strap, it's 20 millimeters. It tapers down to 18 millimeters. It's a good size for me. I'm kind of right in the middle at 7.5-inch wrist, so it should fit a lot of wrist sizes. The strap has been very comfortable. Right out of the box, it was a little bit stiff, but it's definitely worn in nicely over the last couple days. And yeah, I've got no issues with it. It's been comfortable. The stitching is clean. It's got quick release pins. The buckle on this thing is amazing. Really nice buckle on this thing. Polished buckle with the San Martin logo kind of engraved in there. Really nice, solid buckle. Again, I've got no real issues with the strap other than the color. I don't know what it's looking like, through the screen on my phone. It's looking a little like an orangish tan. But in real life, it is very orange. It is a very, very orange strap, and I just don't think it looks very good. That's my only real complaint with it. Throw this on a black strap, throw this on a gray strap, and yeah, it would look a whole lot better. My wife said the same thing. She likes the watch, hates the strap. So yeah, it's a real shame because the strap is very nice, but I just don't see when I'm ever going to use this strap. So there you go, guys. That is the San Martin SN0101. I think it's a really nice watch. $150 right now, currently on sale. It comes in some very bright colorways, so if you like the colors, I think this is the one to go for, just because you can't get the escapement time in these colors. If you are interested in my thoughts for the escapement time, stick around to the very end of this video, and yeah, I'll do a little short comparison for you guys. But I mean, I think this watch is great. It is really nicely finished. I mean, just really nicely finished. The dial is gorgeous, really nicely executed. And I mean, you got a great movement. You got a nice strap, although I don't like the color of it. But yeah, I think overall it's a really nice watch, and it's hard to find faults with it. So yeah, if you are interested in this, click that link down below. That is an affiliate link. Thank you guys so much for using my affiliate links. Not only does my channel benefit from the commission earned from those links, but that also tells San Martin that you know, you guys are watching my videos, and they're going to be sending more watches to me, and hopefully I can get you guys some more videos of San Martins. I know you guys love them. I love them. They're great watches, really good, really good watches. So yeah, if you guys are interested, click that link down below. Thank you guys so much. I think that's about it, and thanks a lot for watching. So bringing in the escapement time. So again, very similar watches. I mean, they look a little bit different. You can see the escapement time has bigger subdials, but they're pretty much the exact same layout, right? Batons at all the hour markers, Roman numerals at 12 and 6. Same case shape, but so here is a nice side by side. You can see the escapement time on the right here. It's definitely a slightly thinner mid case, but you can see just a little bit of worse finishing. I know it's hard to see, but kind of right at this 9 o'clock position on the case, you can see little vertical lines on the escapement time. So the St. Martin doesn't have those. It also has just a slightly better sheen to it as well. The tops of the lugs, you can see here, a little bit fatter on the St. Martin and a little bit flatter. So fatter and flatter on the St. Martin. And I think they just look a little bit nicer. The execution on the case of the St. Martin is a little bit nicer. And yeah, that's really, I mean, it's just minor details. You can see the crown is a lot nicer on the St. Martin. The pushers, they're pretty much exactly the same. I think, yeah, I mean, I don't see any difference in the pushers on them. They look identical to me. You can see the side profile here. Again, talking about the crystal. The escapement time on the right, it's a little bit more slowly domed, if that makes sense, where the St. Martin is definitely a more abrupt dome to it. Again, I think they both look really good, and I see no issues with either one of them. So what do I think about the two? And it's a tough one. You know, the escapement time, it's about 125, I think, something like that. The San Martin is 200. The escapement time never goes on sale. San Martin will go on sale. So I'm just going to assume, you know, let's say 160 for the San Martin, 120 for this, $40 difference. You got to ask yourself what colors you want, because the escapement time only comes in black and white. The San Martin comes in those 4 very bright colors. So if you want a bright color, you got to go with the San Martin, and I think you're going to be happy with it. And again, if you want just simple black or white, you got to go with the escapement time. And I think, again, you're going to be really happy with it. Do I think the San Martin is $40 nicer than the escapement time? No, I don't. It is definitely nicer in pretty much every aspect of it, but it's just very minor things. The case finishing is really good. If the St. Martin is a 10, the escapement time is a 8.5. The crystals, I think both are, again, really good. I don't think one has an advantage over the other one. The dials, I definitely think the St. Martin is executed nicer, but again, the colors are going to throw it off. The crown is definitely nicer as well. Movements are the same. The included straps, the St. Martin strap is nicer, but I don't like the color. But I don't like the color of the one included on the escapement time either. So, yeah, it's very subtle differences. And I think without having them side by side, you're going to be happy with either one of them. They're great watches, absolutely fantastic watches. But yeah, I just wish if St. Martin made this thing in the same colors as escapement time, that would be a very tough decision, I think. Yeah, very tough decision, because I do think the St. Martin is nicer in pretty much every way, although it's just subtle. So just food for thought, but I know you guys wanted to see these things side by side, so here you go. But I think that's about it now. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.